Georgia's defensive line ought to be ashamed of their self. You couldn't even stop Kent State's running back. You let him get almost 100 yards rushing. Georgia played piss poor ball on both sides of the line. Or should I say on both sides of the ball. Defensively and offensively. Yeah. You let Kent State score 22 points on you. What? The defensive line sucked. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Y'all sucked. You couldn't hardly get pressure on the quarterback. What, you had one sack all game? Couldn't get no pressure to the quarterback whatsoever. Couldn't even stop the running game. Hell, they was running the ball the whole damn time. Didn't hardly even pass the ball. They just ran it right down Georgia's defensive line. And let running back have almost 100 yards rushing. I'm surprised you didn't let Kent State score again and make it 29. I hadn't seen... I ain't even going to go there. I ain't going there. I have seen Georgia play worse ball than this. Georgia didn't even show up. Receivers couldn't catch the ball. Stetson Bennett was overthrowing receivers. Threw an interception. Then you got a receiver who muffs a punt and turns the ball over. I don't know what happened to Georgia. I don't know if you want to say Kent State came to play and really wanted this game, or Georgia just stayed at home and didn't even show up. Stetson Bennett throwing behind receivers. The coaching? Piss poor play calling. I gave credit to Todd Monken last week. I'm not giving Todd Monken credit this time. That was a piss poor play calling. We have, and I repeat, we have no running backs. Our running backs ain't worth a crap. Our offensive line ain't worth crap. We couldn't run the ball against Kent State. We couldn't hardly block holes for our running backs. Or block holes. We couldn't even open up holes for our running backs. And you talking about Kirby Smart wants to see the run game improve. How in the world are you supposed to have the running game supposed to improve when your offensive line can't even open up damn holes for the running backs to run through? Granted, Georgia won that game, but Kirby Smart, you need to take your team back to the drawing board and get y'all's ass right. Because next week, you got Missouri. Lo and behold, I know it's only Missouri. But the way Georgia played against Kent State today, how they gonna play against Missouri? Granted, we won, but that was one hell of a shitty game on both sides of the ball. There's no way Kent State should have scored 22 points on Georgia. Nonetheless, score any points. Kent State's offensive line was pushing Georgia's defensive line all over the field, opening. I'm talking opening up holes that a semi truck could drive through. They was opening holes for their running backs that a semi truck and a bus together could run through. I don't know what to say about the way Georgia performed today. Even though we won, I've done mentioned how they played today, and I don't know if there's any more that you can say. Both sides of the ball was piss poor. You didn't even play like you was a number one team. And you probably ain't gonna be ranked number one tomorrow. You got Missouri next week. Then you got Auburn. Then you got Tennessee. You play the way you did today, I see a loss. And I don't even want to say that. What the hell happened? Your offense and defense dominates for 3 weeks, and you come out today and just shitty on both sides of the ball. How are you letting this team dominate you pretty much on both sides of the ball? Their offensive line dominated Georgia's defensive line. Their defensive line pretty much almost dominated Georgia's offensive line. Georgia's coaching today was shitty. The offensive coordinator called a shitty play calling, game planning, and Kirby Smart on the sideline pointing fingers here and there. Don't know what you was saying, but that was piss poor. Kent State came to hunt. They came to hunt today. Georgia didn't come to hunt or be the hunters. What happened? As a head coach, Kirby Smart underperformed today. Did not have the players prepared for this game. Wasn't well coached, as in the players wasn't well coached for this game. Thank you, Kirby. Even though you came out with the win, you did not coach these players. These coaches underperformed today as coaches. And all y'all can get on here and say, but we won, Adam. Or you won, Adam. Why are you upset y'all won? Because I'm going to tell you, because we underperformed against a team that shouldn't even scored that many points on Georgia. I could see if it was the likes of like Tennessee or Florida or Mississippi State or Auburn. But Kent State, that's why I'm upset. Y'all want to see my fan reaction? This is it. Yes, I get upset even though we win, because the way the team performs and the offense didn't perform. Our receivers couldn't catch passes. Our quarterback, Stetson Bennett, overthrew receivers, threw an interception. Then we muff a punt and turn it over. Our special teams, I don't know who coaches the special teams, but our special teams ain't worth a doo-doo. We can't even run 30 yards on a kickoff return. Our special teams can't even block defenders to spring our kick returner for 30, 40 yards. Why does our return man keep wanting to run in the coverage? Instead of running away from defenders, it's like our kick returners, our punt returners want to run right into the defenders. It's like they want to get tackled. But of course, we can't block downfield for punt returners or kick returners. So y'all can come on here and ask why I'm upset, because I'm going to tell you why. And I'm telling you why now, even though we won the game. Because it's like I said, Kirby Smart coached a shitty game. Todd Monken called a shitty game as far as play calling. And why? Here we go again. Is Kirby Smart starting to fall back to being conservative? Here we go again, handing the ball off, running the ball to kill clock. I don't get it. What if the running back fumbles ball? Then Kent State recovers right there. Then they got a chance to score. Y'all do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe, and share, and that thumbs up. It supports my channel. I sure appreciate it, guys. It's like I said at halftime. I don't know or understand how you can dominate 3 weeks and then come out and play like this. Your defensive line couldn't even dominate Kent State's offensive line. Your offensive line couldn't dominate against Kent State's defensive line. The defensive line coach underperformed. The offensive line coach underperformed. And you can agree with me or disagree with me. But we're getting into the big dog fight games now coming up. Missouri, Auburn, Tennessee, Florida. You perform like this, Kirby Smart, and your coaching staff, and you will lose one of them games. Mark my word. I just call a shitty performance all around. Head coach, defensive coordinators, offensive line coach, special teams coach. You all performed shitty. Like crap. Y'all's coaching sucked. Even though Georgia did win, like I said, still sucked. Georgia was shell-shocked. I believe Kent State shell-shocked Georgia. Could you say Kent State's coach out-coached Kirby Smart today, even though Georgia beat Kent State? I could say he did. Because they could open up holes for the running back. Their defense pushed around Georgia's offensive line. Their offensive line pushed around Georgia's defensive line. Georgia's players need to go in the locker room and talk to each other and get on the same page. And why are you going to continue to keep Ladd McConkey in the game when he muffed a punt and turned it over? He fumbles the ball after catching a pass from Stetson Bennett. He fumbles and turns it over. So he turns the ball over 2 times. 2 times Ladd McConkey turns the ball over. And you still going to keep him out there in the game when there's other receivers sitting on the bench that can play. Ladd McConkey played like trash today. Yep, and you say, why is he preaching? Yeah, I'm going to preach. I'm not going to say no amen or nothing like that, but yes, I'm going to preach on this game. Because you expect to see your team dominate teams like this. You dominate for 3 weeks, and then you come out and you underperform. It's uncalled for. You should be dominating every week. And I'm not saying you should be winning 50-something to nothing, 30-something to nothing. That's not the dominate I'm talking about. You should be dominating on both sides of the ball. Georgia's defensive line can't even get pressure to the quarterback. Your offensive line and your defensive line should be dominating your opponent's offensive line or defensive line. That's the kind of dominate I'm talking about. I'm not talking about dominate where you're blowing teams out 50 to nothing, 60 to nothing, 50 to 3, 70 to 3. I'm not talking about that kind of dominate. But when you play teams like this, you should be dominating on both sides of the ball. You have the bigger players, the more talented players. Talent didn't show on the field today, even though you won. I don't know what else to say. I think I've pretty much said it all. And like I said, you can agree with me or you can disagree with me. This is just how I feel about my team. Because the coaches coached a shitty game. And maybe I feel this way because I am a true die-hard Georgia fan. Maybe some Georgia fans don't feel the same as I do today. That's fine. But this is the way I feel. And I know that if we play like we did today, if Kent State can score 22 points, then I know the Tennessees, the Floridas, the Auburns, the Mississippi States can score more than 22 points on us if we play the way we did today and don't come prepared to play. Piss poor shitty game. No way your team to be playing like this. Kirby. And you say, this is the best coaching staff I've had. This is the best coaching staff I've had, y'all. It didn't look like it today. Maybe you need to pull your coaching staff in your office. Maybe you need to get your coaching staff and your team in your office and do a wake-up call. Y'all have a great Saturday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of football. And like always, win, lose, or tie, I'm a Dog fan till the day I die. Go Dogs.